What's going on? This is Magic Mitch, the food adventurer, and in this video, I'm taking on a deluxe bacon cheeseburger challenge that comes with all kinds of goodies. And also, I'm going to share something that happened during this challenge that I'm sure you'll find amusing. And no, it doesn't involve that group of fine-looking gentlemen who are cheering me on during this battle. But before we get more into that, this is day 36, challenge number 23 of this tour across the UK and Europe, and for this particular battle, I'm at Moo Moo in Northampton, England, taking on the Moo Moo Challenge. And like I said before, this thing comes with a variety of goodies, so I'm gonna break it down for you. First off, there's that burger, which consists of 6 6-ounce beef burger patties, then there's some cheese, bacon, and some vegetables layered throughout. Then this is also topped with their Moo Moo sauce, which is their own little signature secret sauce. Then this thing comes with a bowl of cheesy chips, which is also topped with more of their Moo Moo sauce. Then there's also a large 12-inch order of their cheesy garlic bread. And then last but not least, there is a Deluxe Freakshake, which, if you don't know what that is, it's essentially a milkshake that has a bunch of crazy toppings piled on top of it. And in this case, it's topped with a donut and a Snickers bar, which is actually fitting that this is called the Moo Moo Challenge, because if I was gonna get through all this food, I'd be feeling like a big ol' heifer after. And if I was able to do just that in the 45-minute time limit, I would be rewarded with a free meal which costs 36 British pounds, and I'd also get a free shirt and my picture up on their wall of fame. Now with so many items to this deluxe cheeseburger challenge, what part of it do you even attack first? As for myself, I decided to start with the burger first because that's simply just familiar territory for me, and if it cooled off, I figured it would be less enjoyable to eat as compared to the other items. Then I'd move on to the cheesy garlic bread for basically the same kind of reason, just in case it cooled off. But I also knew in that case, I'd probably spend more time chewing through all that crust. Then after that, I would move on to the cheesy potatoes, which I figured that's gonna be super easy to get down. And of course, by the time I made it to the cheesy potatoes anyways, I'd be extra motivated to finish it faster, so I could get to that sexy looking Deluxe Freakshake.
You got the power to know you're indestructible. Always believe in Magic Mitch. Always believe in your soul.
Now when it comes to this Moo Moo Challenge, there are a lot of things I like about it, which is why for the challenge setup, I'm giving it a thumbs up. And like I've said plenty of times in the past few videos, but again, I'm going to reiterate it here. I love to see variety in food challenges, and especially with this restaurant, it shows off what they have to offer. I also like the fact that it highlights their signature Moo Moo sauce. Also, I'm assuming you can get these items individually, including a normal sized burger. And of course, it's got the gold standard for winning, which is the free meal, the free shirt, and your picture up on their wall of fame for completing the challenge. And also I'm giving bonus points for having a mascot, which you don't see that every day for a challenge, which is pretty neat. And now, I think this is a good time to talk about that little something I had mentioned earlier. And it has to do with your favorite food adventurer having those fat kid blinders on a little too tight. Because I had it in my mind that garlic bread was actually some sort of dessert type appetizer, like the ones you would see at Pizza Ranch or some sort of pizza buffet. And that dark sauce drizzled all over it was basically chocolate, which it really doesn't make any sense because I've heard it referred to being cheesy garlic bread before I started the challenge, but my brain didn't seem to care, like at all. It didn't care to take 2 seconds to think about why there would be chocolate sauce on cheesy garlic bread, and it just let the fat kid inside run wild, thinking about the awesome possibility of there being 2 desserts in this single food challenge, because apparently getting ice cream with a donut and a Snickers bar just isn't quite enough for him. But within a few seconds, after my first bite into this cheesy bread, my taste buds were in for a rude awakening, as I had just realized the ridiculous error I had just made, and I thought to myself, oh my god. You're such a fat kid, Mitch. And it took a few bites to getting used to the cheesy garlic bread, not because it wasn't good, I very much enjoyed it. But when you're expected it to be on the sweeter side, it just threw me off a little bit and it took some time to get used to. Oh, Mitchy Poo, what are we gonna do with you? What are we gonna do with you? And as for the taste, again I'm giving this one a thumbs up. Overall, I thought everything tasted pretty good. As for the Moo Moo sauce, I gotta say, it was alright, it just wasn't my cup of tea. It is a bit different in the sense that there's nothing offhand I could easily compare it to, but it did have a very strong flavor to it, and it did seem to overpower everything else when I had it. With that being said, I do think it works very well with savory items like the burger and the potatoes, and personally, I did enjoy it more with the potatoes, and I would still recommend you try it if you were given the chance. Because like I said, I think it's just one of those things where it's just not my preference. Now with that being said, Even before I started this challenge, I assumed my favorite part of this challenge would be that deluxe milkshake, no questions asked. Unless, of course, it turned out to be like the bird shake previously, which that was horrendous. But regardless, if I completed this challenge or not, I was getting myself some of that milkshake action. And guess what? It did not disappoint. Though to my surprise, it did take me a little longer than I thought to get through that Snickers bar. And with that being said, if you made it this far into the video and you're enjoying your time watching, I'd very much appreciate it if you took a few seconds to leave a little magic of your own by liking the video and leaving a comment down below. And if you want to see more videos like this one, where I battle all kinds of food monstrosities and tell a few stories that might be less than flattering along the way, then be sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification so you never miss a video, and I'll see you in the next food adventure.
Come on, Mitch. Mitch. There it is. Yeah, go on, boy. Yeah, good on, Mitch. 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 Sign me back.